Whew, it is not sweater weather. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sophia if you are new here. I am mostly a travel and lifestyle channel. Thank you so much for joining. Make sure that you do hit the subscribe button. And today what I wanted to do was kind of a follow-up video of my last video. I'll put a little card here that you can watch, but we just went to Universal Studios this weekend and had the best time. And what I wanted to do was explain exactly what we did so you could have the same best time that we did. I am kind of weird when it comes to theme park days because I want to do absolutely everything and I want to do it in a timely fashion. I don't want to be there till late o'clock at night. Anyways, I don't want to be there late. Saturday, September 7th, we went to Universal Studios Hollywood. It's located in Hollywood, LA, Los Angeles, California. And essentially what it is it's a theme park that's centered around movies. If you've never heard of it before, I will link the site down below. It's so cool. I can't imagine who hasn't heard of it, but no worries if you haven't. I am going to take you through how I planned out our day, what it looked like. I'm going to tell you everything and everywhere we ate as well. And then I'm also going to lay out the prices. So that's going to be from the ticket costs to the food and beverage costs to parking, everything. So the first thing that we did was we left super early in the morning from San Diego because traffic in LA, no matter what, is terrible. You leave anytime before or after 7, you're going to hit traffic. It's about a 2-hour drive from San Diego, and it took us exactly 2 hours to get to LA from here. We got there. What we decided to do was to spend the night in LA. We wanted to look for a cheaper place to stay. Now, here's your first tip. Airbnbs in LA are super expensive. They're going to be ideally around, $150 per night to all the way up to like $1,000 per night if you want to stay in a freaking penthouse. That's just what it's going to be. So $150 doesn't sound that bad. Actually, I think what we were seeing was between $150 and $200. That was kind of our price range. We were like, oh yeah, we could totally afford that. That's no problem. But then when they start adding the fees are crazy. The fees are so crazy in LA. You have the cleaning fee, you have the occupancy fee, you have the California taxes, you have all that stuff. So at the end of the day, we were spending like $100 per person, and there were 4 of us for one night. It didn't make any sense. So Brian and I are Hyatt members. We looked at a couple of the Hyatts in the area just to see if maybe we wanted to use points. And Brian ended up finding a place in Glendale. It was only about a 5 to 10 minute drive away from Universal Studios. And we essentially only had to pay $75 per person. So it was ultimately the better deal. So look at hotels, not just Airbnbs. If you are one of those travelers that does strictly Airbnbs, you're going to probably save some money by just going to the park. Hours are, I believe, from 9 o'clock to 7 p.m. after the summer season. So we got there right at 9 o'clock because I have to be on the dot. We got there right at 9 o'clock and we entered the park from there. So now what we also did, which I cannot recommend enough, is we did front of the line passes. It's called Universal Express. And it's a little bit more expensive than the actual regular price per ticket. I'll go into pricings later on in this video, so stay tuned for that. But we got the Universal Express passes because ultimately the lines for each ride are going to vary between 45-minute wait time to up to 90-minute wait time, which isn't so bad if you're comparing to Disneyland or, anywhere else. It's not that bad. But if for the sake of time and to make sure that you do everything, I knew that we wanted to kind of take our day a little bit more leisurely. We didn't want to be waiting in line all day. And I know that Brian would never even go to Universal Studios if we didn't have the front of the line. We always get the big donuts. I'll link a picture here below, but the donuts are like this freaking big, and you get them in Krusty Land, the Simpsons world, in the upper lot. They are so good. So that was our breakfast. We got the big donuts and some coffee, and then we headed over to the tram after we ate everything, and we walked right onto the tram. So the goal was to kind of do everything in the upper lot, and I'll explain the different lots, was to do everything in the upper lot for the most part before we went downstairs, hit all the rides downstairs, and then go back upstairs. So we only had to go downstairs one time. After the tram, we went to do the 11 o'clock special effects show. This special effects show was, you know, fun. You can see how they do things in the movies, how they make sound effects, and how they make flying and fire. They set a guy on fire, which is really freaking cool. They play around with the audience. They have some fun with it. Super cool. Highly recommend it. So we did that, and we were super close to Hogwarts Land. So Hogwarts Land gets packed. That's the big thing at Universal Studio, is everyone wants to see Harry Potter World, and I keep calling it Hogwarts Land. I'm sure that's not accurate. Harry Potter World, more accurate. Hogsmeade, yes. There are two rides. They have the Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey, which is a indoor inside the big castle that's there, and you're flying on a broomstick, and it's so cool. And then they have the flight of the Hippogriff, which is a kind of a mini roller coaster. There's no loops or anything. It's super quick. It's only 10 seconds long. We noticed that the wait time for that one was 45 minutes, and using the express pass that we had, we literally walked onto the ride. So for a ride like that, that is so quick, it's almost, you know, it makes that Universal pass so worth it, because you don't want to spend 45 minutes in line when it's only a 10-second ride. Like, and then the other cool parts of Harry Potter World are the wand shop. You can go in and get matched to a wand. You can buy a wand that is the Harry Potter wand, the Voldemort wand. But once you get the wand, you can go around Hogsmeade and you sit on these, or you don't sit, you typically stand. You stand on these little plates that show you what magic spell you need to do with your wand. So it shows you how to do it. It tells you what to say, and cool things happen all over. It is so freaking cool. It's also really funny to watch people everywhere just waving wands and saying stuff. I don't know. I thought it was funny. We ended up heading over to where the Minions ride is. So all of this is located in the upper lot. So you have the studio tour, the tram ride, you have Harry Potter World, you have Water World that is kind of next to Harry Potter World. You have kind of their main area where there's shops, there's a big Starbucks, and then you have this Minions area where it's kind of like, it's a New York setup, so you see a lot of these people dressed up as cops that are like New York 60s cops, and they have accents. They have the Blues Brothers over there walking around. They always have Beetlejuice and Frankenstein. Just some cool characters to walk around in. So then after that, we ate lunch at this, it kind of looked like a Johnny Rockets, like very much a 60s diner style, and they had just like 6 things on their menus. Everyone got chicken sandwiches. I got a vegan burger. I added cheese on it, because cheese. Right next door is the Walking Dead attraction. So this is right up my alley because I love that kind of stuff. I love horror. And you essentially walk through this hospital, and there's a bunch of dead people walking around. They're trying to, you know, scare you. It's literally just a haunted house, but of course, it's so much cooler because it's at a studio, so they have like amazing makeup and really, really cool sets. And the last thing that we had to go on before we went to the lower lot was the Simpsons ride. we were done with the Simpsons ride. We headed downstairs. The downstairs lot is so cool. They have all of the cool rides that I think they're really cool. What they recently did was they updated the Jurassic World ride. So we went on that. Amazing. It blew my mind. I was not sure what it was going to be like because I was so attached to the old one, but I think they did such a good job preserving the quality and the, you know, I don't know what to say. I just loved it. And the other cool thing about it is after you get off the ride, there's this little area. It's called the Raptor Encounter. It is essentially like a character meet kind of thing, but it's a freaking raptor and it yells at people. I did a whole thing in my last video, make sure you check that out, but that was the coolest thing. I sat there for like at least 10 minutes. I'm like, you guys, this is so cool. Anyways, so then after we went on the Revenge of the Mummy ride, after the Mummy, we went to the Transformers 3D ride. So cool. So we pretty much ended our day around 3 o'clock. It was amazing. We went back upstairs. We ended up catching the last show of Waterworld because Waterworld is another amazing one. We had some drinks. They do sell alcohol there, which is really nice. We went back to Harry Potter World. Amy got some butterbeer and we were starting to get hungry. So we decided to leave after the park closed at 7. So we left right at 7 and we went back to our hotel and just went to a Buffalo Wild Wings. So that was our entire day. I definitely recommend the way that we did it. It was the first time that I really did it that way. And it was just so consistent and it was easy and it was, you know, great. It's pretty pricey as far as eating at Universal Studios. Even City Walk, it gets pretty pricey for the quality of food that you're actually getting. Overall, with his meal plus my meal, I think I spent like 30 bucks and that included one beer, nothing else. Which is standard. I mean, that's pretty standard pricing for a lunch. I live in San Diego and that's kind of where I typically spend lunch money on. And then all the beers that we drank, they were like $8 each. So heads up on that if you plan to drink. And then the donuts were, I believe, also $8. I spent $16 on donuts. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of run through some pricing of how they sell their tickets. So for a one-day pass, just a standard ticket that's gonna get you in the park in the standard lines, they have a promotion going on right now that where you buy one day, you get the second one free, and it ranges on the dates. So it starts at 109, and that's typically for a weekday or a slower day, and then weekends can go up to 119 per person. They do have California resident pricing, so those prices start at $99, so you save like about 10 bucks, and then it goes up to 129. Same deal, it's just a one-day pass though. And then the Universal Express Pass, which is what we got, that sends you to the front of the line. Now you can only go to the front of the line once per ride. The Universal Express Pass ranges from $169 to $279. So the $279 is for those special days. So like when it's super, super packed. We paid $179 and we went on a Saturday. Now it was the week after Labor Day, which is traditionally a much slower period for hospitality. So that includes hotels, that includes theme parks, that includes, you know, freeways are typically a little bit drier, less cars, just because everyone's done all their traveling the weekend before. So that's why we got a pretty good, decent price point. Now, I just bought tickets to the Fright Night. So that is their special nights for Halloween where they have a bunch of mazes everywhere. You can still ride some of the rides and get the front of the line pass. And that was $249 that I just spent. I know that the rides can get up to 5 hours long, and some of the mazes can be 3-hour long mazes. So to me, that price point is worth it because I'm not gonna stay at Universal Studios till 2 a.m. in the morning going through mazes when my bedtime's at 10 at the very latest. Anyway, so that's gonna do it for this video. I hope this was helpful to some of you, any of you, even just one person. If this was, please make sure that you hit the like button down below. Leave a comment, let me know what your favorite ride is, and I'd love to hear any feedback about that. I'm so in love with rides. So I want to know if you are too and what your favorite one is, so leave a comment down below. Make sure that you do hit the subscribe button right here. I'll also leave a little picture. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you next time. Thanks, guys.